Hello everyone, welcome to today's lesson. I hope you're enjoying the other lessons on my page, but today I'm going to dive into a topic that I find not a lot of people take advantage of and they lose a lot of money because of that. And so I'm going to talk to you about a high yield savings account today and particularly how it differs from a basic one. And as mentioned, I find a lot of people don't utilize it. And I think it just really just comes down to like a lot of things in finances, they just don't fully understand it. So I'm going to teach you some things here today to hopefully help you fully understand a high yield savings account. And if you think it's in your best interest, then utilize it moving forward. And so real quick, what is a high yield savings account? I'm sure some of you have heard about this or maybe even already know, but hang out with me. You might get some good information, spit to you in a different way, in a way that you actually understand it fully this time around. And so a high yield savings account, or an HYSA, is a savings account that offers a significantly higher interest rate, or what you'll also hear called annual percentage yield, or APY, than traditional savings account, often 10 times or more than national average. Basically, what this is saying is that the amount of money that you make off of having your money in a high yield savings account compared to just sitting in a basic checking account, it's 10 times more by utilizing the high yield savings account. So, when your money sits in your basic checking or savings, particularly your basic savings account, you make a tiny little fraction of money, which I'll show you. That amount of money, you make 10 times more of it when it's in a high yield savings account instead. All right. And so why pick a high yield savings account over a normal one? Basically, I've said it 3 times already, but you make more money. You will make more money off of the money that you have sitting in there. So let's talk through that a little bit. Let's just say your account balance is $10,000. And at the time that I'm shooting this video right now, a lot of high yield savings accounts are offering 3.8% on the money that you have sitting in there, right? And so that over the span of a year is $380. Right? You would make $380 off of just having your money sit there in this high yield savings account. But if you didn't have a high yield savings account, you just kept it in a basic checking, you would be getting a half a percentage if you're lucky. All right. And so that only comes out to $50. So the difference is $330. This is saying that having your $10,000 sit in a high yield savings account instead of a basic checking account, you would make $330 more off of that without having to do anything else, anything different. All right. And so you're probably like, why isn't everybody doing this? Exactly. So what is the downfall, right? What is the downfall? So nothing really, aside from how fast you can access the funds if you need them. So for example, with your normal savings account, if you needed the funds right now, you could pick up your phone and transfer it immediately to your checking account and it's available. When it comes to a high yield savings account, usually it's at a separate institution than where your checking account is. And so mine is with Goldman Sachs. And so if I go and transfer money out of my high yield savings account to my basic checking account to have access to be able to utilize, it takes 1 to 3 business days. At most times it's 1 day. So if I did it right now, it'd probably be in my account tomorrow. So that's really the only downfall. And so let me give you some examples really quickly before we hop off here. So I'm going to go over to NerdWallet. I love NerdWallet, Credit Karma. They got some pretty awesome options. But if you just type into Google best high yield savings accounts, right, you think some things will come up here, right? And so obviously the main thing that I'm looking for is the APY that they're giving, right, which is the amount of money that you'll make on your money. Another thing that you want to look out for is there a minimum, right? Do they require you to have a minimum in there initially, and as you have the account outstanding, right, they require you to have a minimum amount in there. So this one with Open Bank requires a 500 minimum balance. This one with CIT Bank requires a $5,000 minimum balance. So it's another thing that I would be looking for. What are the minimum balance requirements? And then the last thing I'm really looking for is the institution, right? Sometimes I sacrifice a few bucks on the percentage to be with a better institution. And so, for example, I don't really know much about CIT Bank, right? I could be missing something. I don't know everything, but I don't know much about them, right? And so while I could get 4.1% with them, I'm actually with Goldman Sachs, which is called Marcus by Goldman Sachs, and I sacrificed a few pennies on the percentage because obviously Goldman Sachs is a little bit lower, because I'd rather be with Goldman Sachs, have that relationship with them because they're a better institution, right? And if I have money in a savings account with them, they're seeing that I've got money saved away. I must be financially responsible to a certain degree. And then that opens up doors with them because, for one, I'm already banking with them in the first place and they want to take care of their clients if you have further needs one day. And then they're also seeing literally that I have money in a bank account, right? So that makes you a little bit more worthy of a borrower or a client for them when it comes to other things that they could do for you. And so, great institutions are, Marcus or Goldman Sachs, Capital One, Discover, American Express, SoFi. Those are some of my favorite ones that are. Synchrony's not bad either, but those are some of my favorite ones that are sticking out. So, just type that into Google and it'll tell you at the time that you're typing it in what are the best ones available to you. And like I said, obviously paying attention to this number. This is how much money you would make. Pay attention, secondly, to the minimum that you would have, and then third, the institution that you're going to be creating the high yield savings account with. All right, and so that's the lesson today. High yield savings account versus basic savings accounts. The majority of my videos, I just try to keep them simple but impactful and effective. And I find that a lot of people aren't just taking advantage of some simple, easy things when it comes to their finances. And a lot of times it's costing them definitely a lot of money, definitely costing them a lot of stress. And usually it just comes down to them not really just fully understanding. And so I'm here to display lessons and put out lessons here on my YouTube channel to help you fully understand a lot of really important things around finances. So go to my page. There's a bunch of stuff on credit card, on saving money, not just savings account, but actually saving more money, and even on the mindset side of things as well. And I'm a man of faith, and so a lot of times I teach from biblical principles and or that biblical angle. And so I hope you enjoy. Go binge, watch a couple of videos, leave a comment, and if there's anything that you want to see me teach on that you can't find on my page, leave it as a comment on one of my posts, and I'd be happy to get to that for you. So enjoy, y'all. Take care.